What's up everybody, this is KG. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Solati hair trimmer. I bought this particular trimmer on Amazon for about $27 Canadian, and I got it as an economical purchase. It's fairly cheap for a trimmer, and I'm going to unpack it today to do a review on the product. Now this is what the front of the box looks like, and this is the back side of the box. There's some information here on the side of the box, and it gives you some specs on the product. And then on the other side, it also continues to give you a few more specs on the product. So I'll quickly read you a couple of the specs on here. It is DC and rechargeable hair clipper. Charging time 2 hours. Full power can be used for about 180 minutes with charging indicator light. Its model number is JM700AL. The power is 10 watts. The input is DC 5 volt. And it is made in China. It also mentions on here that it has a powerful motor with strong torque free of hair grab. Those are a few of the details. So let's open it up. So let me take it out of here. There's another box here. It says hair trimmer on it. And then when you open this up, here is your trimmer right here. So let's go and look at the details of the trimmer. Okay, so it comes wrapped in this little plastic here. Let's take it out. And let's move the box out of the way momentarily. And let's look at the trimmer first before anything else. So if I bring it close up, it has a guard on it right now. But it has this cool gold metal looking design. It has an area for the indicator light here. It has an on-off button right here. And if we turn it around to the back, the design continues. On the bottom, it has a charger port area, as you can see here, and a protective cover. And I'll take this off. And here you go. Here is your T-blade that it comes with. I'll bring it in even closer so you get a good look at it. You can see it's pretty nice. It's almost zero gapped right off the back. It's pretty close to being zero gapped. And you can see it's an open type of concept, all visible. So this is basically what it looks like, straight out of the box. Okay, now I'll just turn it on momentarily so you can see it at play and see the indicator light on. So if I bring it close to here, you can see it's at 99%, pretty much full battery. And this is the sound. It's supposed to be 55 decibels. So it's supposed to be a quieter type of trimmer, and it's not very loud. Now let's go back to the box and open this part up. Inside of here, you're going to get a couple of items. First is your charger cable right here. So you got a USB charger, and this one goes onto the back of the trimmer. So any kind of USB charging device you have, you can hook it up to there. Then you got a bag here with 3 trimmer guards. Let me take them out. So you got a 1mm guard, you got a 2mm guard, and you also have a 3mm guard. So this is like pretty much like a 1/8 inch, pretty much equivalent to that. And these ones are a little bit smaller. You also get a little brush here to clean the hair off of your trimmer. And then over here you have this clear guard that you can use on the trimmer. So we'll test that out in a moment. And lastly, you've got some instructions on how to use this product. It's a pretty small little instruction package here, 2-sided. And this is the other side of the instruction package. So first thing I'm going to show you is how these trimmer guards go on. It's easy enough. This is the 1mm right here. All you got to do is align it with the top of the blade, as so. So you first have it sitting on top of there, and then you're just going to snap it in at the bottom. And there you go. So that's how you put the different guards on. And to take it off, you'd also unsnap it from this bottom section here. And it just comes off. The next item is this guard here. And that is for this area here, I guess, so that you don't get a lot of hair caught in there. You can use this guard and it would pretty much just slide into here, and you probably just need to snap it into place as such, and there you go. So this guard is snapped into place now. So if you want to use it with a guard, you can keep this guard on. It's like a see-through, looks nice, and you can use it with or without this product. But I guess if you want to keep hairs out from the mechanism portions there and keep less hair from falling in there, this is a good idea to put onto the trimmer. I've taken it off for the time being. I kind of like it like this without the guard, and it looks pretty cool like this to me. Okay, so one thing I do want to tell you about this trimmer is that I did actually already use it once. I repackaged it just to do an unboxing for you once again, but I did use it one time, and that is what you see on my face right now. I lined up my beard using this trimmer, and this area here, all my shape. I used it to shape, and I also used the trimmers to try to trim my beard down. So I used the 3mm here, and then I tried to drop it to a 2 and a 1 over here to kind of fade out. And I tried to use a 2 and a 1 in this central area too. So 3, 2, 2, 1. And I kind of tried to do a blend with it, and it ended up doing the job for me. And this is kind of like the end result of that. Now, I do have other trimmers, and I can compare it now, and I can give you a comparison based off the other trimmers that I've used. So there's a couple of things I gotta say about this trimmer. The first thing is that it has a pretty big blade on it. This is a T blade that it comes with. As you can see here, this is your T blade, and it is a pretty big T blade. So it covers a lot of surface area when you are cutting, and it does a decent job of lining up. And it is already set, so you don't really have to change the setting on it. It is quite close right from the beginning. And with a little bit of work, you can do a decent lineup on a beard. Now, in terms of the trimming capabilities on it with the trimmer, I did not really like how it worked with the trimmer. It wasn't sharp enough to do a good job of cutting, but I don't think any trimmer is really good for using the guards on it for trimming hair. These things are mostly meant to line up and shape your outside of your beard, or give you a neckline or things like that, or just to cut out a lot of bulk without any guards on it. So just plain like this. This is how it should be used, and this is how I use all my trimmers. I really don't recommend on any of my trimmers to use them for any kind of actual fading of hair or any of the guards or anything like that. I always say to use it clean like this and just use it to trim out and take bulk off that way. Now, I do want to give you a comparison with my other cordless trimmer, which is the Andis Slimline Pro Li. And this one I've had for a couple of years now. It's still going strong. But if you look at them both up close, you will see there's a difference in size of the trimmer. So the Andis one is shorter. If I put it over top, you will see it's not as long, not as wide as the current one I have, which is the Solati. So Solati one will cover more area. In terms of sharpness, the Andis blade is a sharper blade. This one is definitely not as sharp as the Andis blade. That being said, this trimmer is at least 3 times, if not more, expensive than this particular trimmer. So you're paying more money, you would expect that there should be some difference in quality. So the blade on this one definitely sharper, hits harder. That being said, this one does the job. You gotta put a little bit more pressure with this particular trimmer, and eventually it makes your line decent on its own. And also another good thing about this Solati one is that it actually feels good on your skin. Like, it doesn't feel like it's gonna cut you or nick you. Because it's not as sharp, you can be a little bit more clumsy with this one and get away with it. This one you might end up cutting yourself if you mess around and you don't use it properly. You may cut yourself or hurt yourself with the Andis. With this one, you're not gonna hurt yourself, and it's gonna be more safe to use, I would say, than the Andis one. You need a more professional hand with the Andis. With this one, a less experienced person can get away with using it without ending up cutting themselves. But this one will take a little bit more work to get the job done. The other comparison I can make on this is the weight. This one is maybe 4 ounces or so. This one would be more than that, maybe 6 to 8 ounces, is almost double the weight. It has a heavier feel to it. It's more metallic feel. and it feels different. This one has a little bit more of like an ergonomic style design on it. This one just has a very antique look to it. Both of them are easy to hold, easy to maneuver with. They're both cordless. So in that sense, they can do similar jobs in functionality in terms of not having a cord in the way. And like I said, this one can technically cover more ground in terms of the size of the blade. So there are differences between the two. Now I also have a corded outliner too. And if you look at these two, this blade is still bigger than even my outliner, which is a plug-in. So this T-blade is probably the size of an Andis T-blade. So if I had the T-blade version of this, it would probably be the same length of this particular T-blade with the Solati. Now a couple of other things to keep in mind about this Solati. This plug-in Andis is about 7,200 RPM. This cordless one is about 6,500 RPM blade, which is fairly strong. My cordless Andis is about 6,000 RPM. So this one has a little bit of a stronger motor on it, but the blade on this one's a little bit sharper. So that makes up for it in terms of cutting power with a sharper blade. So this one still gives you power. It gives you a decent strength blade, but it's definitely not as strong as the Andis. Now, because this is fairly new, I cannot give you too much information on battery life, how long it really lasts. It's supposed to last 3 hours. When I used this to do my lineup and my beard trimming, it went from 99% down to somewhere in the 80s. And just to do the lining part, it still remained in the 90s at that time. So maybe you could get about, if you're doing just lining, maybe about 9 or 10 lineups before you do a charge on it, or before you have to do a charge on it. I'm not sure. I would have to use it for a while to really give you a better idea on that particular part, but it's supposed to give you a 3-hour battery life off a 2-hour charge. So we'll see if that actually holds up or not. Now just keep in mind a few things for the maintenance of this clipper. After each use, make sure you clean out all the hair from this. Make sure you take it all out, clean it out, keep it nice and tidy. And also make sure you oil this every couple of times you use it. I put a couple of drops of oil to make sure that the blade stays good. If you don't oil it regularly when you're using it, then it dulls the blade quick. Now, this is already not as sharp as my other blades. I would definitely make sure I oil this blade regularly when I use it. My other liners, they've stayed sharp for many, many years because of the maintenance I do on it. Because I keep it clean and because I oil them regularly, the blades have stayed sharp for many, many years. So for this one, the same thing. I don't want it to lose whatever performance it comes with. So I'm gonna make sure I keep good maintenance on it for that purpose. So I hope you guys do the same thing as well. So to round it off, I'll give you a few pros and cons about this trimmer. First of all, the look of it. I really like how it looks. I like this cool looking design. I like the size of the blade. It's a nice big T-blade on here. I also like that it is cordless and it actually gives you the battery life left on it when you're using it, so you know when to charge it. Sound is not too loud on it, so that's a nice thing. Actually, let me compare that with my other liner. So I'm going to turn on my Andis one, and then I'll turn on the Solati one afterwards so you can hear the difference. This is my Andis, and this is my Solati. I think they sound fairly similar. Also, the ability to have a USB charger on it is great, so you can charge it using different devices. You can do it on your computer, you could do it with a plug-in device, whatever you have available. It's nice. What I would use this personally for is lining up beards. If you're going for like a bald fade or something to take off the hair for the bald portion, that is okay. Potentially to take off body hair, stuff like that. Anything that is basically taking all the hair off and making it almost like a shave quality. When you want to have a shave quality, then this is what you want to use, is to line, to shape, to bald out, I would say is what I would use this for. In terms of actually fading and trimming to take off size, to fade and make things smaller, I would not use this. I always use my barbershop clippers for any kind of fading, and I never use any of my trimmers for that purpose. So that applies here as well. For this particular one, I would not use it for trimming. I would just use it for lining. Another pro about this is obviously the price is super cheap. The reason I wanted to try it out was I wanted to see if something this cheap could actually still cut, and it's doing a decent job for that price so far. This is also an easy thing to take with you if you're traveling, if you're going on a trip. You can pack this in your bag. If for some reason it gets stolen or confiscated, it's easy to replace. You don't have to feel bad about losing this thing because it is very economically priced. So another good thing is the mobility on it. And in my case, I'm using it as a backup trimmer. I didn't like bringing my trimmer back and forth from my dad's house to my house. So I can leave one in my place, one in my dad's place, and I have a trimmer in each place now. So I don't have to bring them back and forth. And it's an economical secondary backup trimmer. So it's great. Now, I'm personally a person who likes to buy barbershop quality clippers and trimmers and things of that nature. So when I'm doing a comparison here, I'm comparing this to barbershop quality products. So if you're looking at other things that are similarly priced to this, I would assume this is probably going to be one of the better ones. So I'm actually quite okay with this. I will definitely be using it to do some lineups depending on which house I keep this one in. And I'm sure it will do a decent job for me. And hopefully it will last for a long time. So hopefully you enjoyed this review on the Solati hair trimmer, and that helps you to make an informed decision on whether this product is good for you or not good for you. If you have any questions, please leave them for me below in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so, and remember to hit the bell button so you're notified each and every time I post a new video. And remember to share this video with all of your friends. Take care, and we'll see you again next time. Peace out.